Hello, my dear friends. I am Soham Jagad. Welcome you all in science class. In last lecture, we are discussed in chapter 1, and in last lecture, we have seen one activity regarding change of state of matter. In previous lecture, we have seen comparison between solid, liquid, and gases. After that, we seen activity that is related to change in state. In that change in state, we have seen that we have three phases: solid, liquid, and gas. And we are very well know about the three phases of water. We know that water exists in solid form as ice, water exists in liquid form as water, and water exists in gaseous form as water vapor. In experiment, we take 150 gram of ice in beaker, suspend one laboratory thermometer on that beaker, and slowly we start heating this beaker. What will happen? We observe that all ice melt and converted into water. On further heating, we can see that the water starts boiling and it evaporate. After that, we have few readings in thermometer. Let's see that reading. On increasing the temperature of solid, which means if we talk about this particular experiment, solid means ice. If we increase the temperature of solids, the kinetic energy of particles increases. As we seen earlier, that every particle of matter is in motion. As we increase temperature, kinetic energy of particle increases, which means heat energy converted to mechanical energy when we talk about particles, because they are getting heat. So heat is form of energy, and now they are moving, which means that is mechanical energy. Due to increase in kinetic energy, the particle start vibrating with greater speed. Particles start vibrating greater speed. We can observe that as kinetic energy increases, particles start moving with greater speed. Now we are very well known with kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is energy due to motion of object. Here the kinetic energy of particles means energy within particles due to movement of particle, which means if movement is more, kinetic energy is more, or we can say that kinetic energy is more, hence movement is more. So here we can see the increase in kinetic energy and the increase in vibrating in speed of particles. Energy supplied by heat overcomes the force of attraction between particles. Here is the important sentence, we have to mark it. What will happen? we have seen that there is attraction force between two particles. When we hit these particles and when its kinetic energy increases, what will happen? After some time, after one threshold level, this attraction force will be no more between this particle. And what will happen? These particles get separated. What will happen? These particles get separated. In initial condition, if this is two particles, they have attraction force, but as we increase temperature, heat, kinetic energy of this particle increases. And with increase in kinetic energy, what will happen? At some point of time, heat energy and kinetic energy increase and this bond become weaker. So these particles get detached. Hence, here we have sentence the energy supplied by heat overcome the forces of attraction between the particles. The particles leave their fixed position and start moving freely. After that, what will happen? Particles leave their fixed position and start moving more freely because increase in the kinetic energy leads to increase in the motion of object or particle here. So they are moving more freely due to increase in energy. A stage is reached when the solid melts and converted into liquid. After that, what will happen? Solid melts. All particles detach from each other, loosening the bond between particles and solid melts. The temperature at which solid melts to become a liquid at the atmospheric pressure is called its melting point. Here we have important definition called melting point. What is melting point? The temperature at which solid melts to become a liquid at the atmospheric pressure is called melting point. So the melting point is nothing but the particular temperature when solid starts melting. But here you can read one important term, that is at atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is pressure due to atmosphere. You know that we are surrounded by atmosphere. We are surrounded by our atmosphere, and this atmosphere exert certain pressure, certain force on us. So that is the pressure called atmospheric pressure. And at atmospheric pressure, at whatever the temperature solid starts melting, we called this temperature as melting point. I hope you can understand what is melting point. And here the atmospheric pressure word is important and it has to be in definition. What is the atmospheric pressure? At this time, you and me sitting in atmosphere and whatever the pressure around us is atmospheric pressure. In your higher standard, you will learn about above than atmospheric pressure, below atmospheric pressure, and concepts related to pressure. But here we have nothing concerned with that subject. But here we have to remember that atmospheric pressure is pressure exerted by our surrounding atmosphere. The melting point of solid is an indication of the strength of the force of attraction between particles. So in above discussion, we have seen that at melting point, force of attraction between solid decreases. Force of attraction between particles of solid decreasing. So I hope you can understand this sentence now. The melting point of solid is an indication of strength of force of attraction between particles. What is strength of force of attraction? That is attraction between two particles of matter. If it has higher attraction force between them, we have to provide more energy to losing this bond, losing this attraction force, weakening this attraction force. So higher the melting point indicates there is more attraction between particles of matter. Lower the melting point indicates less attraction force between particles of matter. So from melting point, we inferred that attraction force between particles of matter is higher or lower. So I hope you can get the point why we can infer attraction between particles by melting point. The melting point of ice is 273.16 Kelvin. We have to remember this. Melting point of ice is 273.16 Kelvin. Here we have to notice that Kelvin is unit of temperature. Further, Kelvin is SI unit of temperature. Kelvin is SI unit of temperature. As we have SI unit of mass is kg, SI unit of length is meter. In that way, we have SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. We are habituate to use unit of temperature that is degree centigrade, but degree centigrade is not SI unit of temperature, but the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Here we have small note. Kelvin is SI unit of temperature, and here the very important relation between Kelvin and degree centigrade. Here note this 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273.16 Kelvin. 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273.16 Kelvin. For convenience, we take 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273 Kelvin. And for convenience, we neglect the term after decimal and we have 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273 Kelvin. To change the temperature on Kelvin scale to Celsius scale, you have to subtract 273 from given temperature. This is important sentence. To convert temperature from Kelvin to Celsius, we have to subtract 273 from given temperature, and inverse of that, to convert temperature on Celsius scale to Kelvin, you have to add 273 to given temperature. So you can write this K is equal to degree centigrade plus 273. Again, what K is equal to degree centigrade plus 273. That is the formula between degree centigrade and Kelvin. Here the sentence I marked conversion of temperature on Celsius scale to Kelvin. You have to add 273 to given temperature. I tell you the mathematical formation of this sentence, that is K is equal to degree centigrade plus 273. Whatever the temperature we have in degree centigrade, if we add 273 in it, we have temperature in Kelvin with us. So I hope you got the point, and this is very important with respect to subject, numericals, and in your higher study. Whenever we are dealing with temperature, we convert temperature into Kelvin. We are not deal in temperature in degree centigrade. In our numericals, we have to convert temperature into SI unit, and the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. So I hope you got this point. When we supply heat energy to water, particles start moving even faster. As we discussed, when we heat ice, what will happen? Particles get kinetic energy and it will move faster and melt and form water. Now, When we supply more heat to water, what will happen? Water particle will move further fast, even faster, and at certain temperature a point is reached when the particles have enough energy to break free from the forces of attraction of each other. Now what will happen? A point is reached when the particle have enough energy. When we heat it, particles get energy. This energy convert into kinetic energy. And what will happen? The kinetic energy will more, and after certain level, what will happen? There is no more attraction force between these two particles due to higher movement of these particles. So here we have write a point is reached when the particle have enough energy to break free from the force of attraction of each other. And what will happen when they break free from the force of attraction of each other? At this temperature, the liquid start changing into gas. So here we have our change in state. When these particles break free from force of attraction, at this temperature liquid starts changing into gas. So here we have another definition, the temperature at which liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure known as boiling point of that particular matter. The temperature at which liquid starts boiling and necessary condition at the atmospheric pressure is known as its boiling point. The temperature at which liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. So we have seen two definitions, that is melting point and boiling point. Boiling point, boiling is a bulk phenomena. Boiling is bulk phenomena. Particles from the bulk of liquid gains enough energy to change in vapor state. Particle from bulk means more quantity of liquid gain enough energy to change into water. So at certain time there are many particles of water gets energy and converts into vapor. For this temperature is 373 Kelvin. And what is the boiling point of water? The boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin. Important sentence, we have to mark it and remember it. Boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin. If we want to convert it into degree centigrade, what we have to do? We have to subtract 273 from this temperature. To convert this Kelvin into degree centigrade. So we subtract 273 from 373. What will happen? We will get 100 degree centigrade. So boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin or 100 degree centigrade. You must remember both the unit and its figure. Here in this experiment, we notice that when ice starts melting, there is certain temperature on thermometer. We observe that ice starts melting at 273.16 Kelvin, or we can say 0 degree centigrade. So that is the melting point of ice. We are still giving heat by the burner to this ice, and this ice melting more and more. Here we have noticed that there is no change in temperature of water, that is with ice. We seen that ice is melting slowly, and that will not happen that all ice suddenly convert into water and suddenly melt. That will not happen. It will melt gradually. And we have seen that there is no change in temperature while this ice is still melting. So here in case we have given energy to this liquid and solid, which means the combination of ice and water, but there is no rise in temperature. So here we have one question. When a solid melts, its temperature remains same. When solid melts, its temperature remains same. So where does the heat energy go? So where does this heat energy go? So here we have question, and we have one definition here. The process of melting, that is change of solid state into liquid state, is known as fusion. Here we have another term called fusion. The process of melting, that is change from solid state to liquid state, called as fusion. So fusion is the process of conversion of solid to liquid. So here we have definition. The process of melting is known as fusion. The process of conversion of solid into liquid is known as fusion. And at this time, at this melting time, when we give heat, they are not they are not increase in temperature. So here we have to think about that, where this heat energy goes. So there is one concept called latent heat. We will learn about this topic latent heat in our next lecture. So I hope you got all the point we discussed today, all important relation, that is between degree centigrade and Kelvin, all the phenomena of melting, and what is the temperature of melting point, boiling point, and definition of melting point and boiling point. Thank you.